Now let's move on and let's talk about Chris Brown, who should have been worried about himself not going to jail instead of being out here talking about some free damn Tory. So that's what he posted on Instagram. Literally 24 hours before he found himself in handcuffs over in the UK, he decided, free Tory. Here you go trolling. And this is why I think a lot of times I be trying to root so hard for Chris Brown. I be over here trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, yeah, he's changed or whatever. I side-eye it every time though. But I always try, I give him a little bit, just a little bit, a smidge. And then he go and do stupidness like this. He started with his misogyny. It don't seem like he ever learned his lesson. But yeah, his past came back to haunt him because with that little situation, remember when he popped that producer upside the head with a bottle in the club? Well, it looked like that case came back to haunt him because he found himself in handcuffs. He's about to do his stadium tour, I believe, overseas, and that's what had happened. So, according to Billboard, Chris Brown was arrested at his hotel in Manchester, UK on Thursday morning, that would be today, May 15th, over what British authorities allege was an attack on a music producer at a London nightclub 2 years ago. Maybe you should have stayed his ass in the U.S. According to the Independent, Brown, who's 36, was detained by Metropolitan Police at the five-star Lowry Hotel in Salford just hours after he arrived on a private jet. The singer was arrested on, well, I'm glad he got on a private jet because the way that our transportation's working out here, we ain't never going to survive with the lack of people that run in these airports. So they said that the singer was arrested on suspicion of grievous bodily harm, with officials telling the paper, quote, a 36-year-old man was arrested at a hotel in Manchester shortly after 2 a.m. on Thursday, May 15th, on suspicion of grievous bodily harm without naming Brown per protocol. He has been taken into custody where he remains. The arrest relates to an incident at a venue in Hanover Square in February 19, 2023. The investigation is being led by detectives from the Central West Area Basic Command Unit. Now, according to the paper, producer Abraham Dial accused Brown of smashing him over the head with a bottle and kicking him at the Tape nightclub on that night, with Dial previously telling The Sun on Sunday that Brown hit me over the head 2 or 3 times. My knee collapsed as well. Dial has also lodged a civil complaint against Brown for $16 million, seeking damages for injuries and losses as a result of the alleged incident, according to the Independent. Now, at press time, a spokesperson for Brown has not returned requests for comment, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But here's the thing. This one has me wondering, because I was thinking, like, you know what? Maybe, did he forget that? I mean, I don't know, because you know how sometimes when they say don't come back to a certain country or a certain state or whatever, because if you step foot on our soil, there's a warrant for your arrest, and he probably forgot. Because, you know, Chris Brown be running out here thinking, oh, I can do whatever I want, and nobody's going to do whatever to me. And then it was like, yeah, Chris Brown got a show. So we're about to wait until he actually crash land in the UK. And then when we find out where he at, oh, we're going to do the swoop down and arrest him. So they also say, oh, child, of course, you know, they got to bring up his past, which, of course, you know, the beatation of Riri, aka Rihanna, who's on to her third baby and living her best life, when he was charged with felony assault. And they said that incident resulted in the UK denying Brown a visa to travel there for a short tour in 2010. Now, in 2012, he was involved in a brawl with Drake and his entourage at a New York nightclub that injured 8 people following an altercation with Frank Ocean over a parking space in West Hollywood in 2013. Damn, you another one like the dealer. Y'all got short fuses. The singer was also arrested for felony assault for punching a man outside a hotel in Washington, D.C. in 2013, which led to him being charged with a probation violation and a sentence of 130 days in lockup. He was also allegedly among the men behind an assault on a man during a basketball game at Palms Casino Resort in 2015, an incident his team denied he was involved in. Well, of course, his team's going to say they worked for him. In 2016, Brown was arrested at his home on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon, and a year later was court ordered to stay 100 yards away from ex-girlfriend Karrueche Tran after she told the court he repeatedly threatened her. Meanwhile, they ran into each other at Coachella, because I seen that video. And that was recent Coachella this year, 2025, last month. Now, among other similar incidents, Brown and several members of his entourage were named in a lawsuit after an alleged assault following one of Singer's shows in Fort Worth, Texas, in which Brown and several accomplices allegedly brutally and severely beat four men. That's the latest case. And so we'll just name draw about 5 different incidences over the years. At what point do we hold people accountable for the things that they do instead of making excuses? Because I already know, like, if you go on the neighborhood talk or the shade room comments, it's a lost damn cause over there. You're going to get people that are so in the damn cult and they're going to make excuses for whatever he does. You can like the artist's music. You can be like their towns or whatever. But when they do dumb stuff, why is it a problem for people to call people out on the things that they do? Why is that a problem? Like, y'all can't separate the two? The fact of the matter is, like, yeah, I like them. They're immensely talented, and Chris Brown is talented, but he's someone who allows his temper and his attitude and everything. Well, basically, I just stick with temper because that just pretty much checks all the boxes. He allows his inner saboteur to take over and his temper to get in his own way and block his blessings. He could be such a much bigger star at this point if he knew how to control that negative side of himself. He's still out here winning Grammys. He's still out here doing stadium tours. And he probably feels like, because at the end of the day, people are going to support his music and stuff regardless, that he could do whatever he wants to people. But you have to also realize that when you do certain things to people, there are repercussions to your actions. So yeah, he's for those who aren't aware, like I was saying, like, he's doing a stadium tour, but this is the European leg of his Breezy Bowl XX tour, which is slated to kick off on June 8th at Johan Cruyff Arena in Amsterdam. It was not known in press time if Brown's arrest will hamper his ability to play a planned series of June shows in the UK on the tour. So is he in the UK right now for a couple of weeks to rehearse for the tour? Because I'm like, why are you in the UK right now if your tour doesn't kick off until June 8th? It's May 15th. So I'm guessing that, yeah, he's, I guess, trying to get the lay of the land with how everything's going to be set up, and then be out there and rehearse for a couple of weeks until he's ready to kick off the tour. But there were some people that jumped in the comments. Shout out to the Jasmine brand, because people was out there dragging him because they were like, how you out here talking about free Tory Lanez and now you get locked up? So one person said, where's Wendy? We haven't heard anything from or about her in weeks, and she was gaining so much traction. I don't trust. Oh, they talking about Wendy Williams. Well, I think we have talked a bit about Wendy Williams. She's been, she just recently, the last story I did was like last week, when she was hanging out with Don Lemon, and allegedly the rumor is that they're working on a show together. She need to get her situation together before y'all could even be talking about doing a joint show. But anyway, so one person said this energy is fake because the ticket sales and sold out stadiums say otherwise. Wait, what are you talking about? Well, in the comments, when did they say anything about that his tour is not doing well? Stay on topic, ma'am. Another person said, not Karma Collective, not one, but 2 Negro Infinity Stones. Not Negro Infinity Stones. I'm done. Whilst also ensuring Sean Combs never sees the light of day. Another person said, free CB, living legend, chill, get off my line. Another person, I hate people and the internet more and more each day. YTF did I even get on here? Why did you? Another person said, damn, I posted a comment on a post for them to take him to. Another person said, minding my business. That man is spiritually in hell, no matter how hard he locks, he needs jail or therapy. Another person said, the comments are concerning over an incident that occurred in 2023, all set up based on what? How you gonna sit up here and say all set up based on and you know what's sad about this? A lot of the people that are defending him are women. What is wrong with y'all? Like, I just feel like y'all are just trauma bonders. Y'all like abuse. Y'all like defending abusers. I just don't get it. Child, I'm just gonna have to pray for y'all. So I say all this to say, or just as I usually say, bless your heart. Y'all know what that means when we say bless your heart. It's a Southern term. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story regarding Chris Breezy getting himself put in handcuffs after he was out here trolling with some damn free Tory Lanez? Now look at him. Now look at you. All up in jail. Don't know what to do with yourself. So I want to hear from you also. Let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.